Have you ever felt like you don't quite belong? Like no matter how much you try to settle into a place, a part of your heart is always somewhere else. Some people live their entire lives feeling this quiet pull, a longing for a home they cannot fully remember, a life they cannot fully return to. In Scottish folklore, this feeling has a name. It is the story of the Selkie, a being caught between two worlds, the land and the sea. In recent years, the legend of the Selkie has quietly made its way into modern storytelling. You may have seen echoes of it in animated films, fantasy novels, or Celtic-inspired tales. Stories of seals who shed their skin and become human. In the beautiful animated film Song of the Sea, we see a young girl torn between land and ocean, while stories like The Secret of Roan Inish and novels such as Sealskin bring to life the haunting tale of the Selkie bride. But long before the screen and the page, Selkies belonged to the windswept coasts of Scotland and Ireland. A Selkie is a magical creature that lives as a seal in the sea, but can come ashore, remove its seal skin, and transform into a human. Beautiful, mysterious, and deeply tragic. Because without their seal skin, they are no longer free. The legend of the Selkie comes from the rugged northern coasts, places like the Orkney and Shetland Islands, where the sea is both a giver of life and a keeper of secrets. For fishermen and coastal villagers, the ocean was unpredictable, sometimes generous, sometimes unforgiving. And so, stories like the Selkie were born. They helped explain the unexplainable, the strange cries in the night, the seals that seemed almost human. Similar legends exist in other parts of the world, too. In Irish folklore, Selkies share the same haunting presence. In Nordic traditions, there are tales of shape-shifting sea beings. Even in parts of Asia, stories tell of animal spirits who become human by shedding their skins. It seems this idea of transformation, of belonging to two worlds, is something humans everywhere have always understood. One of the most well-known Selkie stories is that of the Selkie bride. It begins when on a full moon night, a fisherman working late on his boat discovers a group of Selkie women dancing on the shore, their seal skin cast aside. Captivated by one of the women's beauty, he steals her skin. Knowing that without it, she cannot return to the sea, he hides it. Seeing the fishermen approach, the other Selkies wear their skins and disappear in the water, except the woman, who is left without hers. Trapped in human form, the Selkie woman is forced to stay. The fisherman takes her as his wife. They have children together. For several years, she lives a quiet life on land, but her eyes always drift to the ocean. She yearns for her life back in the sea. Her heart had never truly left it. Years later, one of her children, playing among discarded things, discovers a seal skin hidden away in a locked chest. The child immediately identifies it as his mother's from the way his mother had described it. He takes the skin to her, and when he does, she is torn between the joy of returning to her previous life and the pain of leaving her children behind. She decides to go back to where she belongs, because she realizes that she isn't what she is meant to be unless she returns to the sea. She promises to visit her children at the shore from time to time, then returns to the ocean, leaving her husband, her home, and her children behind. Selkies are not just women. There are male Selkies too. According to folklore, they are said to be incredibly handsome, often appearing to lonely human women near the shore. Unlike the tragic Selkie brides, male Selkies are sometimes portrayed as freer, coming and going between worlds as they please. Some stories, like the Blue Salt Road, even explore the world through the eyes of a male Selkie. Like in the Selkie bride story, Selkies can have children with humans, and these children are often said to carry subtle signs of their sea heritage. Webbed fingers, smooth olive skin, black seal-like eyes, an unusual connection to the ocean, or an unexplainable longing for the waves. But perhaps the most important thing about Selkies is their skin. Their seal skin is not just a disguise, it is their identity. Without it, they are incomplete, and with it, they are unstoppable. The story of the Selkie is not just about magic or transformation. It is about belonging, about the pain of being torn between two worlds, and the quiet courage it takes to choose where your soul truly lies. The hardest choice is not between right and wrong, but between staying and becoming who we were always meant to be. So if you've ever felt that pull, that quiet voice calling you somewhere else, maybe, just maybe, there's a little Selkie in you too. If the story of the Selkies has captured your imagination, there are a few beautiful films and books you might want to explore. The animated film Song of the Sea, a 2014 Irish animated fantasy film directed by Tom Moore, brings this legend to life in a deeply emotional way. While The Secret of Roan Inish is a 1994 independent fantasy drama film written and directed by John Sayles. It offers a quieter, more traditional glimpse into Selkie folklore. For a more modern interpretation, Ondine, starring Colin Farrell, a 2009 romantic drama and fantasy film written and directed by Irish filmmaker Neil Jordan, tells a story that blurs the line between myth and reality. And if you prefer books, Sealskin by Su Bristow is a powerful retelling of the Selkie bride legend, while The Blue Salt Road, a short folkloric fantasy novel by Joanne M. Harris, explores the story from a very different perspective. The Selkie Girl is a young adult novel by American playwright and author Laurie Brooks. It reimagines Celtic Selkie mythology in a contemporary coming-of-age narrative about identity, transformation, and belonging. Each of these stories carries a piece of the same magic, the same longing, the same call of the sea.